Okay, so first, I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. Thank you for joining me, Ivan Sutton, for morning coffee. I'm very happy to have Lisa Bisciotti as my co-host. Today's topic, of course, is COVID's end. It's pretty exciting, right? That we know that at the end of this month, no more masks. I was like, but before we do that, let's just go through a few of the announcements about what's happening this week. Of course, today we have this. And by the way, Lisa had a great idea for the discussion lounge. And that is that we're going to be talking about, what's the topic?
The struggle is real, Ivan.
The struggle is real. So members, please stick around for the discussion lounge. Last week, the discussion lounge was awesome. Good seeing you, Colleen. Awesome. Nice seeing you. The conversations are always really, really great. And of course, the discussion lounge is where members kind of help members to network. But sometimes we get some amazing breakout conversations. So this one is on the struggle is real. All right. On Tuesday, we still have Jennifer Ferris and Jackie Stewart. They have the secret sauce, mindset and momentum. And that starts at 12:30 tomorrow. On Wednesday at 9:30 a.m., Yuri Nesbitt has real estate investing with Yuri. Yuri, what's the topic?
We'll dissect into some, latest sales and solds and that kind of stuff, right?
Absolutely. I'm absolutely shocked about a sold that just happened in Brantford. I'd love to hear you drill down on that one, because that house I didn't think was going to sell for more than 3.
Sold for how much?
And it sold for, I think it sold for, they were asking 7. I don't know if it sold for 7. I'd love to know what it actually sold for. If you have that information, that'd be great.
Well, if you give me the address, sure.
I will. All right. So that's real estate investing with Yuri on Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Then at 1:30 p.m., city leaders, my city leaders, we have a city leader and city councilors. We have a call 1:30 till 2:30, and I'll try and keep it brief. City leaders, I'm trying to see if we can end it at 2:30. All right. Then join us Thursday morning for Tech Talk with Catherine Davies. Catherine, what do you have?
We are just going to be following up on some of the technology that's been going on, the newest stuff and that. And because you guys have been doing all about robots, you guys got me inspired. So I did an Amazon purchase. So we'll start sneaking in on looking at that pieces.
Yeah, exciting.
Pieces. When I say pieces, believe me, they're pieces.
All right. Then Wednesday at 11 o'clock, folks, I'm going to be available again. I've gotten... Folks don't jump on the calls for the control panel training, but then they call me afterwards, and they want me to show them stuff. So if you can just jump on the call, I will be happy to go through how the back end of the system works and all the features that we have in the control panel for your business listings. All right. But try to avoid calling me up, because, I spend all my day on this, and I end up with what they call in the scientific world, the medical world, as numb bum. Okay. And that's because I'm always sitting here at this table. All right. So Thursday, we also have the Women's Business Club, 12:30. So Women's Business Club is at 12:30. And of course, on Thursday, 5:30 to 6:30, we have the Kitchener virtual business networking call. All right. So please join that. Networking with the folks up in Kitchener, one of our newest cities. That'll be a lot of fun. All right. So then I want to announce that Michael Palme is actually our newest member. Michael, go ahead. Tell everybody what you do.
All right. Let me just pop that up. So basically what I do is I help people build and protect their wealth. Life insurance, critical insurance, and disability insurance to protect your income and your wealth. Investments to help you build your wealth. So things like RSPs, RESPs, tax-free savings accounts, all those type of things. Disability insurance for those small business owners. A lot of people who have small businesses don't have access to those type of benefits. And so I have suppliers that I can use that actually target that market to make sure that you get protection for those type of things that everybody should have a little bit of to protect themselves for the day-to-day things a little bit more. And Nelson Mello Associates in beautiful Dundas, Ontario. So let's get together and see where you are with your financial plan and see where I can help you meet those goals that you'd like to achieve.
Awesome. Very mellow, Michael Palming. Okay. So I'd also like to introduce to you folks, we have, where is he? Okay, yes, John Reeser. I'm sorry, John. I've known you for so many years.
I know. When was the last time we used his last name? Never.
I know. I say John, everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But now that we have two, right? Anyway, so John is also going to be one of our newest members. He is with the Better Business Expo. How many people have already met John or know of John? How many people? Right? Really? Okay. All right. Well, see, John, now you know a lot of people.
What a world that's just opened up for you.
Yeah. Why don't you tell everybody what you do and what you're offering for the upcoming trade show?
Okay. Well, our company is Better Events Management Group, and we've been fortunate enough to have put together an event that has gotten, a fair bit of notoriety over the years. We actually produce an event called the Better Business Expo, as Ivan had mentioned. And essentially it's one of the larger GTA-based business-to-business trade shows. So, at our events, what do we have, guys? Somewhere usually in the range of 80 to 100 exhibits.
Yep.
We get hundreds of business owners, executives, entrepreneurs, investors, so on and so forth through the doors. I know I've just on my screen, I can only see 5 people, but three out of those 5 people are familiar to attending these events anyway. But that being said, the COVID situation was, pretty detrimental to, our organization, simply because the magic of the Better Business Expo is the in-person stuff.
Yeah.
People want to come out, and people want to meet face to face. There's the social aspect of it. But just to give you an idea of what you can expect out of these type of events is, imagine going into a room and the first thing you're going to see is just aisle after aisle after aisle of people's, business exhibits. And, all of these people have a product or a service to offer to you as a business owner. Some of the stuff you may not even know was available to you. But that being said, now that, they've lifted the restrictions, at long last, we're able to host these events once again. Super excited to do that. We had an event planned right before COVID hit in London. 50 or so exhibitors had already signed up. 200 business owners were already registered to attend. I know, Catherine, you were one of those exhibitors signed up, right? And we had to shut things down, and we postponed it a year thinking, oh my gosh, this is more time than we're ever going to need. So we'll just postpone it till April 2021. April 2021 rolls around. We're still neck deep in this pandemic. So we say, okay, well, maybe it's April 2022. And it was a good guess, because here we are, restrictions lifted, trade shows on.
Yeah, you have lots of great speakers.
In London, right?
In London. So we're super excited about that. We're working on partnerships. One of the things we do as an organization, and part of the magic of the Better Business Expo is we kind of bring a lot of business groups together. We partner up with the chamber, other local business groups, groups like yourselves as well. And we work to, bring those business owners from various groups together to the expo, whether that's on an exhibitor level, but even more importantly for us on an attendee level, because we want to make sure that we can deliver, the types of attendees to that trade show that our exhibitors are looking to speak with. But also we want to deliver the value to the attendees, making sure that they're going to meet with the right types of business to business product and service providers.
And just to add to that, John, I've been to your trade shows in Markham, in I think I was even at one up in Guelph, all over the place. I've been, and I'll tell you, it is one of the things that I count on, because it's a great way to pick up new business. It's a great way to meet new businesses. I've met so many people. I even met Yuri at one of your business expos. So the idea, when you said that you're doing one down in London, I said, okay, immediately I'm in. And what we've done in the past is that any business that are clients of ours or business members, what we would do is we're asking John to give us a row, an aisle, or put us around each other, so that we kind of vibe off the energy of the group, right? Sometimes I'm a little bit. People think that I've had too much coffee. It's kind of nice to have when you're at a trade show, because it draws a lot of energy, right? So I mean, you can continue there, John. Actually, somebody's at my door, so I have to actually pause for a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, right? It's kind of that social aspect. We're humbled that people look forward to it, because it's great, and it's something that we've worked very diligently on to make sure that it is something that people know what to expect when they come out to a Better Business Expo. That you're going to meet with like-minded business owners that are shopping for solutions for their business. You're going to meet with exhibitors that are going to offer the various products and services that you might be looking for as a business owner. Whether you're new to business or you've been in business for 10 years, you can come out, you can save money on your bottom line, you can find new marketing resources. And the idea is, when you leave the Better Business Expo, we want you to leave feeling like you've really gotten some value out of it, and that you're excited to get back to work, you're excited to follow up on those leads, and you're excited for everything that basically transpired that day that's going to kickstart your week next week and move you forward. And obviously we want it to be a fun and profitable experience for everyone. So that being said, I mean, with this London event, it's great because it's it's something that already had a little bit of steam behind it before the pandemic. Our booth space is limited because when we go into a new city, so London is a new market for us. Mm-hmm. Generally, first year events are a little smaller than events that we've hosted year after year after year after year. But that being said, we kind of plan ahead for that. So there is only maybe about a dozen booths or so that I am going to be able to move to this event. But we certainly love anyone who's interested in coming on out and attending the show. That's great. The more the merrier. Anyone interested in exhibit, we'd love to do an aisle for you guys and direct some traffic your way and let you guys.
So what you can do is, if you're interested in grabbing a booth, you can give John a call, or you can give me a call. John, if you can just go ahead and plop your information down there in the chat window, which I'm enabling right now. Then please do that. And we'd love to have you guys out. We'd love to have a really nice, 5, 6, 7 booths out there with us, where we can, even crank some tunes,
That's where you and I met, right? We kept meeting. John must have so many repeat exhibitors, right? And obviously that's a good thing because we follow the circuit.
Right, we follow the circuit. That's right.
Yeah, right. Because I think you'd usually do 5 or 6 pre-pandemic anyway, right? Because I knew there was a couple really outlying ones that I didn't go, but I do at least 4 of them a year.
The other good thing that I saw at your shows in the past, John, was you, and I don't know if, because obviously short notice with this one, you used to have some good speaker series too, and tech classes and things like that. And I think a lot of people would get a lot of value out of those. So
oh my gosh, Michael, it's been so long. Thank you for
he draws.
It's been so long, I almost forget how to explain this to people. No, thank you for mentioning that. Another really important element to our event is our speaker series. So we bring industry leading professionals that put on free seminars at our events, and these seminars, they're very, very targeted. And we reach out to some big names, guys that have spoken alongside of the names of like Gary Vaynerchuk or like Tony Robbins. I'm not saying we get those guys to the show, but we some of the
Next
guys
year.
that speak alongside of them.
Mm-hmm.
At these trade shows, and they're great, and they deliver a lot of value, and they really do provide information and training on things that you can implement in your business right away. And there's that's a huge element to the event, and the speaker series runs throughout the course of each event that we do.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yes. Well, okay. So thank you very much. Thanks, John. Please let us know if you're interested in doing that. Lisa. Now, Lisa has some guests here. Go ahead, Lisa.
Or if I could unmute myself, that'd be great. We have 3 new people that are joining the Windsor team, and we are so excited, and they're all here.
Awesome.
Can we just have you guys introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you guys do? Dave, start us off.
Oh, you're going to make me go first. Okay.
Sure am.
I wasn't prepared for this. So I am an investment advisor and insurance advisor with Manulife Securities. Handle all types of accounts and investments, anything from mutual funds to ETFs and stocks, all the way up to insurance, financial planning, and just ensuring that my clients are on that path towards retirement and know what to expect going forward. I'll save the tagline for another time.
Karen, do you want to introduce yourself too?
Hi, I'm Karen Tavalari, and I am a vision board facilitator as well as a doTERRA essential oil wellness advocate. I also am working on a project where I am creating memories for people to have to cherish their loved ones. I make customized angels, as well as we are doing woodwork projects, and we do charcuterie boards, and we do tables and chairs for little kids. We do doll beds, and I custom make all the bedding for them. And my ultimate goal is that I'm working towards is a Peacock Memories Retreat that will be on our property, where you come and you get a full circle healing of your life, starting with the vision boards and doing the essential oils and working through limiting beliefs. And I also am doing Symphony of the Cells, Aroma Touch, and Reiki. And that will be to help you to move forward and get past your grief, trauma, or anything that's troubling you.
Cool.
Yeah. Where's my John at?
I'm right here.
Hey.
So I'm John. I run the Better Business Expo. We're coming. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the other one. No, I own Disdain Social Media. We are based out of London with offices there and also in Bell River, Ontario. And we are a full one-stop shopping digital social media agency. So we do everything from making everyday posts for our clients to answering all our customers' questions, comments, doing all their daily engagement 365 days a year, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. If anybody messages our clients, we answer the message for them so they don't have to worry about it. And then we do everything: graphic design, web design, e-commerce, SEO, Google Ads, everything you know about digital media. And we're actually really excited. We actually just partnered with Lisa. So now we build the e-commerce and we also integrate Lisa's shipping into that. So we are able to save our clients a ton of money, and that in turn helps pay for us. So we, that's what we do. We do everything digital.
You know, I have to say that I'm very, very, very excited about Windsor as a city. You know, we now, I think this great city is now in, I think 6 or 7 cities. And what's happening down there in Windsor is really exciting. I mean, what's happening everywhere is exciting, right? I mean, we're as far north as where? We're as far north as Barrie. Right? Where's our Barrie city leader? Where are you, Jackie? There you are, right? So we're as far north as Barrie. But I'm really excited about what Lisa and Thomas are doing down there in Windsor. So thank you guys very much. Listen, I want to jump into the topic today, which is COVID's end. And how many people here are just dying to rip your masks off forever, starting at the end of the month when the mask mandate is lifted?
I'm just excited. I don't have to try and remember to bring it everywhere.
Yeah. Especially when you're
actually
environment.
I took my daughter up to daycare this morning. Literally, as I'm walking in the door, I've got my daughter in one hand, my umbrella in the other, and I'm walking, and I'm like, crap, I don't have my mask on.
My mask. Okay, so how many people are not excited about taking the masks off at the end of the mandate?
That's me. Oh, there we go.
Couple people. Okay, so what's the anxiety? What is it? I mean, do you feel a little coffee? Like, why don't you want to take the masks off?
Not that I don't want to, I'm just not excited. It's not like I don't wake up every day thinking, oh my God, I have to wear a mask today. I'm over it. I'm used to it. I put it on. I forget to take it off when I leave. I really don't think about it. I think if you really think about it every day, then you need to get a hobby.
Ivan, has this been announced formally or not? I mean, I know there's been talk that it's going to happen, but I haven't heard a formal announcement. Has there been? Because so far I've just heard that they're talking that it's like if everything keeps going, and I mean, if you look at all the numbers, everything's trending downwards, which is, what we all kind of expected at this point in the thing with all the vaccinations and everything.
Especially when nobody's reporting numbers.
So Lisa, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and when we first started this call, I'm like, you know what, depending what you find on the internet is going to be your answer, because there's so many contradicting things that, I mean, I personally have been so confused since the beginning of all this, what to do, what not to do, what can you do, what can't you do, when is it okay to do it, and I'm afraid to do it, am I not afraid to? So it's just been, that has caused me anxiety over all of it. So, yes, I've seen that, yes, at the end of March, they're supposed to be removing these mandates, but how many times did they say they were going to open the border last year? Well, we're going to postpone it a month, and then the month came and they moved it again and they moved it again. So,
but Lisa, how many people think that if last year was an election year, the border would have been open?
We weren't going to go political.
No.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I think there was a little part of me that said, okay, maybe it could. Now, some people in turn be like, oh my gosh, you got all these theories. I'm like, I just don't know, because this is what's happening in life. And depending what you read, who you talk to, their opinion and someone else's opinion, it makes you confused. Let's be real. It's confusing.
Wow. Well, so I'm going to pick on Robert Dingle just because I really like his background. Robert, what do you think? I mean, are you excited about getting rid of the mask? And do you think that the majority of the people out there are going to be super comfortable going out into an elevator with unmasked people and the guy in the back is coughing? Like, what do you think?
I mean, from a personal standpoint and from the majority of our office, we're relatively comfortable with not having these masks. And I think it's just it's been over 2 years now. It's kind of been drilled into my head that, I have to wear a mask or anything like that. So to a certain respect, I kind of feel naked when I'm not wearing one. Though, we've been fortunate enough to do a lot of our work remotely. So a significant portion of the pandemic, I haven't, it is kind of even foreign to me to wear a mask because, I'm posted up either in my house or in my, in my office, just working away there. So I don't know, I'm relatively neutral to it. I would say we definitely are missing out on a branding opportunity because we have our Joe Apps masks that we have, our branded masks. So
that's right.
A little less marketing. But.
I have to say I was out walking down the street on concession the other day and it was freezing cold and I wasn't wearing my mask because I was outside and I thought, it's cold. I put my mask on. It actually warmed me up. Anyway, so we just had a live networking event here in Hamilton. We just had that, and we had a bunch of people come out to the live networking event. And what's funny is that as soon as you get into the event, what did we do, everybody? We took off our masks, right?
Yeah.
So you guys aren't part of my bubble, but yet I didn't have my mask on, and I was talking to you guys there. Michael was there, Maggie and stuff. I mean, think about it. It's almost like we do it as a formality. But when we get into other around other people that are not part of our bubbles, we take off our masks and we behave normally, but we put the masks on as a formality. Is that something that you're going to have a muscle memory for in the future? What are your thoughts?
Chris has had his hand up there.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I just think it's interesting. There was an article, or I forget exactly where I read it, but there's a restaurant in Toronto. And they said, irrespective, they're going to want people to keep wearing their masks because the majority of their clientele are seniors and they're regulars.
Mm-hmm.
And they took a poll and they're going to feel more comfortable to be wearing the mask indoors, which I thought was.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So with that being said, right? So you get to your restaurant, you're at the table, or before you get to your table, you have to wear your mask. You get to your table, you take your mask off. You have to walk to the restaurant or to the restroom or to the bar or somewhere. You're taking that off. We're still in the exact same room, except I'm 6 feet over there.
Yeah,
and I don't have to wear my mask.
I agree. It's all in your head, but I'm just saying it's what makes them comfortable.
Yep.
And the interesting thing is the restaurant has looked at its clientele and said, this is what makes them comfortable. Great, we'll do it.
Yep.
And to me, that's the kind of the key to it, is what's going to make you comfortable.
Is it a sweet spot that you get to where there's enough mask mandate, to make people comfortable, but enough freedom that other people are like, where's that sweet spot? Go ahead, Yuri.
Oh, Michael is first.
Oh, sorry, Michael. Michael.
So here's, I mean, I could wear the mask, not wear the mask. I'm okay either way. I've been in restaurants the last 2 Saturday nights. They're like, just take the mask off. Don't even bother wearing it in here. Anyways, but here's an informal poll for you. I go out walking, and funny thing is, now outside, I've never really worn a mask. I don't see the need for it. But when I go out walking and there's somebody coming the other way, I don't bother moving to go around off the sidewalk anymore. I'm like, I'm outside, I don't care. Almost everybody will walk around, get off the sidewalk and walk around. And I'm like, okay, so obviously there's a lot of people that are still uncomfortable, even outdoors.
Yeah.
So I don't know how these people are going to do indoors. Like, obviously, if they're walking around you outside where there's moving air and it's not
like the mall. Yeah.
I think you're going to see a lot of people voluntarily just keep on doing it because that's what they're comfortable with right now.
Okay. Before I get to Yuri, then. Before I get to Yuri, I'm going to just read Toronto Sun, March 6th, in an article, mask mandate current bone of contention says, as soon as Doug Ford spoke about ending the mask mandates, masks were as good as gone for some people. At the height of the January lockdown, many people had masks on even outside. Now you see people in stores and on transit without masks. No one seems to be worried too much about it. So, I mean, the mask mandates, I mean, how many of us actually feel like the mask mandates are actually done as of right now? Go ahead, Yuri. Sorry for jumping in there.
No worries. Well, you're giving too much credit to my memory for once, but anyway. Well, if it's not mandated, I think it's to each their own. I mean, people in China were in the masks regardless whether it was pandemics or pre-pandemics and so on. So because of the air pollution, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, to me, the biggest thing, if it's mandated and you have to wear a mask, I will rebel. And if anybody wants to join me for a facial ritual of burning all the masks that I have in my house, please join me as well.
That's right.
I mean, so I go either way with the mask thing. It doesn't bother me to have it on or not have it on. I think, from when everything started, we didn't even wear a mask for the first 8 months. So the only thing for me, I think I would end up keeping my mask on more in the grocery store rather than a restaurant, because the restaurant, I know I'm sitting with a group of people. It's only the waitress coming in and out. But in the grocery store, you don't know who you're around. You don't know who's touching things. You don't know any of this stuff, right? Like, you don't know who's just, coughed on that, cereal, and then you went and touched it. So I think the grocery store is something I would probably keep it on for, but most other places, I think I would be kind of comfortable staying the distance or not having it on.
Teresa, I remember being hardcore when it came to groceries. The grocery came in the house, we'd wipe everything down. Like, this was like at the beginning, right? Everything got wiped down, sprayed down, sanitized, and that lasted about a month.
I was just going to say,
but you wouldn't online shop.
But I won't online shop. That's right. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm just saying that the other thing that is at, like, airplanes, you're in a cigar tube with a closed atmosphere for 7 or 8 hours, and
that's right.
That's going to be really interesting, because I mean, they'll tell you that they change the air, but if you know the physics of it, yeah.
Chris.
No, Colleen's had her hand up.
Oh, sorry, Colleen. Oh,
She's such a patient woman.
You know what I just realized? I just realized that they actually line up the hands in order. That's amazing. I just learned something. Thank you.
Our fearless leader, guys.
See, I need tech talk. Okay, sorry. So Colleen, I realized that Nathan is actually up first. So I'm going to let Nathan go and then Colleen.
That's okay. Let Colleen go.
Okay, Colleen, go ahead.
How's it going, by the way, Ivan? It's good to see you
It's so good seeing you again.
I know.
Colleen.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I haven't worn a mask in a year, probably. And most people are like, what? And even my hairdresser, nail salon, gym, no matter where I go, I do not put one on. So for me, it's already who I am as a person. And some of you guys are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that. But I'm respectable to everyone. So if you want to wear your mask and you want to do that and the mandates are not done and you want to like sport that, amazing. But I really feel that all of us have a different choice and we have to really align in our truth. And so I said it and I'll drop the bomb there and I'll go back to
Colleen. Do you find that when you say, you know, I'm going to boldly go the way I want to go, do you spend the rest of your time arguing with people? I mean, everyone saw the video of the woman in the grocery store recently who's, I don't want to wear my mask. And they're, you know, do you find that you're fighting constantly or?
I have never, ever had a problem ever. So I walk in everywhere smiling and I say hi to everybody. And I'm just this burst of light. And if someone can't take the light, they aren't around me anyways. They just don't come into my space. So never have I ever had an issue ever.
Wow. 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 When I grew up, I want to be like Colleen. Go ahead. Nathan.
Yeah, I've been sort of back and forth on this for probably since the beginning of the pandemic, because to me, like, I see the benefit of the masks. I see the benefit of not wearing the masks. I've also been the person, like I said earlier, I've been the guy who literally 2 years into it will still forget to get my mask when I get out of the car to go somewhere. So I think for me, it's not so much about whether you're pro-mask or anti-mask, or you're excited for the mask to come off, or you're not excited for the mask to come off. I just want to get back to a time where we didn't judge each other and we didn't always hate on each other for wearing masks or not wearing masks. Whether we're in a pandemic and there are people that choose not to wear masks because they're the ones that tend to be more attracted to this negative, connotation and get judged a little bit more. And then I want to see the other way around where we're not required to wear masks, but hey, so I think Yuri mentioned how, in Asia, it's common for people to wear masks because of the air pollution, but it's also common there where if I'm feeling under the weather, out of respect to everyone around me, I will wear a mask.
Right.
Right. So I kind of want to get to this point where whether you wear a mask, whether you don't wear a mask, I'm not going to hate on you for it. You're not going to hate me for it. We're just going to kind of go on living our normal lives. If I choose to wear a mask because I'm on an airplane and I don't know how that air is being recycled, I just think all of those factors just need to be, treated the same, and nobody should be. I know I feel like I'm sounding kind of hippie right now, but like I just don't want anybody to be, judging each other. Thank you, Catherine.
Where's my lighter? Okay.
I just want us all to get along. The last talk. I'm sick of feeling this feeling of me of like, oh, I don't like this person because they feel this way. I don't like this person. Like, we had enough of that in the political world for the last 6 years. And this pandemic has just made it that much worse. Okay, I'm done rambling now.
Nicely said, Nathan. Thank you so much. Okay, Maggie,
Okay, I'll try not to get too political. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being a hippie. Trust me, I know. This is my life for my hippie years. Okay, first of all, as many of you know, I've not worn a mask only a couple times since this whole thing started. Only when I've been really, really forced to. I've gotten into plenty of arguments, particularly, one thing I'm looking forward to is not always being worried, am I going to get hassled because I'm exempt? I tried wearing them and I can't tolerate things on my face. And, I've tried, it does not go well.
You find that everywhere you went that people would harass you?
Not everywhere. Most places, you just say you're exempt, done. But some places do. Right now, I'm finding it's less and less. Like I went out for dinner last night. I was supposed to go to the Bean Bar, but that's a long story. Anyway, ended up at Chuck's, and I go there Like at least probably once, and I've never had.
Moral of the story: Maggie ended up with a new tattoo.
Okay. I do ramble. No, basically, I haven't had too many hassles except for a couple of places. And even when I point out to them that there is an exemption part of the bylaw, and no, you do not have to show a doctor's note. In fact, it's illegal to ask. They still give me a hard time. So it's, well, fine. You know what? I won't do business.
So Maggie, so April 1st, if all the reports are correct, that by the end of March, no more masks. Are you gonna have harassment withdrawal? Like, are you gonna be, hey,
no, actually,
are you gonna start to wear a mask at that point?
Not really, because like you say, overall, I haven't had too much problem. It's just a couple of places, and well, fine, I won't do business with you. The only way I actually give leeway to is there's a store on Ottawa Street, because it's the only place I can. One, I like the lady, and two, it's the only place I can buy a sword or a knife, or
See, we got to get them to be a member, Catherine. Hey, Catherine. Okay, Catherine, you're up next.
Thank you. I just wanted to say something. Like Maggie said about the mask, but there are other businesses pulled, right? So my husband is the main caregiver for my father-in-law. He's in a retirement home, but isolated, right? So Bill goes down once a week to take his dad out, and he likes to do a out and about, which means they put 100,000 kilometers during the pandemic on my car. But anyway, so my father-in-law is in his late 80s, needs to stop for the washroom.
Right.
It will be nice for people to stop lying and say their bathrooms are broken. There has been many times they've gone, my husband's gone for gas, and he'd say, my father just needs the washroom, do you mind? And they go, no, they're broken. Come on. Nope. So in the car, off to another gas station. So that's pulling business, because that you don't align with them, for sure. But I think it will be the end of February or March, guys, because March break, it will give them around that 14-day mark, just to see that everybody didn't come back COVID, right? From Florida and that. And that's why masks are used. Yes, there are smog masks in Asia and the South Pacific there, but it is during sick time, just like Nathan said, right? If I'm feeling ill or it's the height of flu season, right? Let's put a mask on. And I look forward to that opportunity of not looking like a ding dong. I used to be able to do that in my uniform and nobody would think twice. But now that I'm wearing regular clothes, if you wore a mask and it wasn't time, it was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa, question. Does anybody know, or do you know how many people currently in Ontario have COVID? Or report
1,700.
1,700. Is it 1,700? I heard it was 20,000.
So,
and 16
tested positive. Sorry, mine was.
Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to ask that, Lisa.
I don't know, to be honest. When I was looking up this weekend, showing that these numbers went down, and everyone's talking, look how great these numbers are. I'm like, but wait, guys, they stopped testing. If they stopped testing, you can't have higher numbers. Obviously, our numbers are. Sorry, Dave.
That's a good point.
Our numbers are going to go lower because we're not testing anymore. So
we had a COVID outbreak in our house, and none of us got added.
Isn't this what Donald Trump said, and everybody laughed? Sorry, go ahead, Corinne.
So, as people have pointed out, that people wearing a mask in Asia because they're not feeling well, it's actually one of the tenets of Confucianism to protect everyone around you. So if you're unwell, you wear your mask to protect everybody else. But the reality I'm looking forward to is people not being harassed either way. So you're not wearing your mask, cool. You want to wear a mask, leave people alone too. Just stay out of it. If it's not on your face or not on your face, worry about your own face.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, thanks. I got a quick question for everyone. Who gets their flu shots before COVID? Whoever gets their flu shots. I mean, a lot of people get their flu shots and then they get it so that they can protect themselves and go out in the world. I got vaccinated so that I can go out and enjoy life still. Now, whether you decide whether you get a vaccination or not, that's completely your choice. And your decision, and that's great. But I did it because I wanted to be involved in my son's activities, and those places required vaccinations. So I did it for that. Plus also my wife was immune compromised when she was younger. So I do it so that I can go out, and then I do it because, I mean, there's going to be people out there that aren't vaccinated that might have COVID or might be sick, but I can't worry about that. I need to enjoy life. I need to move on. And the more that we worry about this, the more that we're going to possibly have more restrictions. Going to a restaurant, I've been going to restaurants for, I don't know, almost every week that they've been open. I'm from the restaurant industry. And so I know the impact that it's had on the businesses, on the people that's worked in the businesses, my wife, for these last 2 years. And so they're doing everything that they can to keep these businesses alive, to keep people employed. So I'm not worried about whether someone has COVID or not, whether they come in. I have I'm triple vaxxed. Why did I get a vaccination if I'm not going to be protected? I might as well just not get vaccinated. But I did it so that I can go out there and still do things with my family.
Yep, I hear you. Okay, so I know I see two more hands up. Before we get there, I want to ask a question. Don't forget what you guys are thinking about, Jonathan and Maggie. So thinking about small bricks and mortar businesses near you, what, in your opinion, are the unique needs in the months after all the mandates are lifted? So bricks and mortar, the physical businesses out there, what unique needs are they going to have right after the mask mandates and all mandates are lifted? All right. Don't think about that while I get the last two comments here. Maggie?
Well, I was just say, well, as far as vaccination goes, I think most people know the only reason I did it was because I need to start traveling again for travel writer. But the other thing is, okay, they're being lifted provincially, but the other issue is, what about federally? Like, that's the thing. I want to fly. I can't. I even looked into the train to go down to Windsor for that event. And they won't let me without a mask or a doctor's note. And my doctor, I can even get hold of her, but she doesn't know me. I have a doctor who met me a couple of times because she took over from her father. And,
but those sorry, are those going to be gone, or transit still going to be covered under the mandate?
I think transit is still, and that's really,
right.
Like, I've even avoided public transit to avoid the hassle. I've only taken it once since the mandates came in, just because I didn't feel like paying another $60 to get from Dundas to Stony Creek. And actually, it was great. The guy never even said anything on. And
okay, sorry, and I know we're running out of time, Maggie, but I do want to ask a question on what you just said. Are the mandates for the train and for airplanes the same, or are there different rules for planes and they're the same?
No, they're not, because they're federal. They're federal.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
all right, Jonathan, go ahead.
I'm just going to jump in before Jonathan does. The three guests, I'm just going to pull you because Lisa, you've got your guys taken care of, right?
Yep. Mine are good.
Okay.
All right, Jonathan, go ahead.
Just kind of a general comment that's interesting, more of an observation. In the last 2 years, how comfortable are we now to ask people about their medical history? Like, I remember 2 years ago when this first started, I was actually visiting a client. When we were talking, we'd have our mask on because he's like, "You need a mask here." Probably before it got too crazy. And just because I've been talking about it with so many people that day, I was like, "You're getting vaccinated, right?" And he's like, "I'm not really going to talk about my personal medical decisions with you." And it kind of put me back a bit. I was like, man, like, that was really personal. Like, imagine being like, "Hey, like, what's your sexual history?" Like, it's very personal, and we're just so open and we're talking with it now, where I think we need to learn that, like, if you don't want to judge, don't ask. Leave it.
Yeah.
I like that, John.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Lisa?
See, this is a touchy subject for me because I am one of those people where it's like I'm a more private person. But the past couple of years, my health has been, let's just say I have a compromised health situation myself. So not only is it scary, but when people ask and it's like, well, do you hug, do you handshake? And it's like, at the same time, I'm trying to not be rude. I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to do these things at the same time. I'm like, I'm scared. I think I don't know. This is my problem. Right?
Yeah,
Like, and
eh?
I'm sure I can
Wow.
relate to many people, because anyone that does have those underlying health issues, that what if not, yes, I got vaccinated to protect myself, and all that other stuff didn't matter. First they say masks did nothing, then they did something if they didn't have a filter. So it's just been a ball of confusion. And
So Lisa,
is it going to go away? No.
This is awesome what you're saying, because I think about business, like think about business opportunities. I'm not talking about creating a whole new business. I'm thinking about things that each business can do to answer some of these anxieties that people have, or not just anxieties, by the way. Yesterday I had a very long messenger discussion with a friend of mine from high school, and the frustration and the distrust and the anxiety is huge. I mean, this is why I really love the fact that we're going to have that conversation when we're not recording in the discussion lounge, because the struggle is real. People are having a tough time with trust issues, because it seemed as if the government was like, we're taking away your jobs, we're taking away this, we're taking away, like, you know what? We're going to lift all the mandates. It's just, there's something weird going on here. But
yes.
for businesses, though, how can individual businesses, entrepreneurs, target things so that we can answer some of those stresses that are out there in the marketplace?
You know, I'm just going to say, like, you saw a lot of buildings where it's like you walk up to these brick and mortars and they have these little, we do have mask mandates, we do have this, and they're telling you how we're keeping you protected. They've updated their websites to tell us how they're keeping us protected and all this kind of stuff. And at the same time, you're going to get so many contradicting opinions that you can't make everybody happy. But at the same time, you know, by doing these little steps, that reassurance always goes a long way. So, you know, if you're happy to wear your mask, great and fine. But like Chris said, that one restaurant, if you want to come here, our people want masks. You wear the mask or you don't come here. At the same time, you're protecting their regulars. They're doing what they need to do or what they think is best. And I think that's all any business can do, right?
Yeah. You know, but as far as like, you know, when the mandates are lifted, what I'm hearing from everybody is that there's going to be a period of time, of transitional time, where there's distrust. People want to vent. That's one thing from all of our This Great City calls. I don't care which call it is, except I guess real estate. You hear the frustration of people where they're venting because of the disinformation, misinformation. You know, some people would even say, and I'm not saying this, some people might say this, but the failure of the government to communicate properly, like some things like that, right? So that frustration can be answered. Is there a way to build it into a business model? Is there a way for businesses to build it into their user experience to give them an edge over the competition, because we're recognizing this thing that exists and we're able to address it? What are your thoughts?
Go ahead, Chris. Put your hand up.
You're on mute, Chris.
I was on at a networking event a little while ago anyways. Well, there's a whole thing was kind of going on when we were kind of up and down and all over the place. And it was really interesting. When you signed in, you wrote your name on a colored, you know those little things you stick on your thing, but they were color coded. And depending on the color, it was, are you comfortable with?
Ooh,
and you had 3 options. And so everybody you met, you knew right away, you know, yeah, you know, we can have a handshake, you know, we can do an elbow pump, or you wave from, you know, 6 feet away. It's like, and it sounds weird, but it actually made things a lot easier, because every time you walked up to somebody, you were going to go, okay, what do I do now? You knew right away. Right. And I'm wondering if we all should just wear little colored badges for the next 6 months till we sort this whole thing out, you know?
We had that at our in-person, right? Everybody who walked in, we were like, okay, are we fist pumping, elbowing, hugging, handshaking, right? And we all went, right? But it was awkward.
Yeah, the color code just made it so much easier. As I say, when I did it, I thought, well, this is kind of weird. And then once we got circulating around the room, it really did make sense.
I like it. You know,
how did everyone react to that though? Were they skeptical or nervous? I guess because you always get the people. It's like, well, I can't believe you think that way. And why do you think that way? How did people
Actually,
react?
nobody questioned it because everybody had made their own choice.
Mm.
And it was the choice that they were comfortable with. So everybody else was prepared to deal with it. Now, it was a Chamber of Commerce event. So maybe in terms of the, we didn't have anybody, ranting up and down, protesting with signs about the whole thing. So maybe from that perspective, everybody was being reasonable, which I mean, is all we really want.
Yeah.
Right.
Irrespective of your position, just, okay, if that's your position, cool. Just don't get in my face about it because that's not my position.
Yeah, I do like that, Chris, because I mean, when you think about the fact that you could walk up to somebody and, I mean, if somebody comes up to me for the hug and I feel, and I would say, whoa, how are they gonna take it, right? And then later on that night, somebody else comes in, but they're much more aggressive and they actually get that hug. That person goes, oh, that guy. He's so I just think that I like the color coding because it just tells everybody up front, right? Don't even come in for that hug, right? Don't try it. Maggie.
Yeah, the color. Sorry, the color
go ahead,
coding.
Teresa.
The color coding is actually a good idea, only because how many times do you start a conversation with someone and then the conversation always starts with, okay, how do you feel about this? And then it's after 15 minutes of figuring that out, then you get into a real conversation.
Right. Yeah. Almost every interaction starts off with an apology or I hope you don't mind, but my partner's immunocompromised, so I can't. It's like after that, it's hard to say. And by the way, would you like my business card? It's kind of hard to lead into a pitch.
Even for someone who's like me, who's like been against the mandates right from the start, that I actually do, because even though I've been very anti-mandate, I don't want to oppose, like, if people want to keep wearing masks, that's fine, or get back to, I've always said it's personal choice. And so the only thing I would have with the color coding is that means a bad shit, and I hate wearing name tags or any of that stuff. So that's my own personal thing. So I know I have a whole.
Go ahead, Maggie. Tell us exactly how you actually feel about these things. Go ahead. Share with us. No, we're still recording, Maggie. We're going to wait until.
Hello. Those stick-on things that say hello.
My name is.
I will not wear one. Absolutely not. I will go away. It's like, the only thing I do have in it, I don't have it handy. I do have a name tag that I had made up, and it actually, I got to change the battery, but it actually lights up. It was done for me, and you wear it around your neck, but it's my personal. It's got my business and stuff. So that one I will wear. I haven't for a long time, but.
Yes, you know what? I'm just going to give a plug for the Better Business Expo because my first lit up, lanyard came from an exhibitor at the show, and it's kind of nice. Kind of just lights up, right?
Maybe the same one I have. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
Sorry, Ivan, John had his hand up a couple times and went off mute and went back on mute. John, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to answer, Ivan, you asked a question about 10 minutes ago about what small business brick and mortar stores could be doing. Just from my experience with brick and mortar clients, two big things. One is communication. So if you are going to ask for masks, if you're not going to ask for masks, put it on social media, put it on Google, put signs up in your windows, but communicate that, because then it just takes the guessing game out of people. Won't have the anxiety of like what's going to happen when they get there. Another thing too is if you, in my industry, I'm sure some other people here who are remote have seen a big boom during COVID. It hasn't been bad for business, to put it that way.
Yep.
Don't forget about your social. Don't forget about your e-commerce. I already have people now that I'm seeing that now that they're opening up to full capacity, they've already stopped putting products on the website, stopped posting on social media, because people will still shop online. And there are a lot of people who will still shop online instead of going to the store because if they're compromised or if they are uncomfortable with the masks. So don't forget about what made you successful this last couple of years, which is social, digital, Google, whatever.
Yeah, you know what? I know that most of us don't have this issue because we're all great communicators. We're in business and we're all part of this great city in one way or another. So, but here's the thing, just what Jonathan said, I find that I get a decent amount of business just because I talk to people. And the other thing I do is when someone says, "Hey, Ivan, can we have a chat? Can we have a quick call?" I always say, let's just have a Zoom call, right? Because I mean, there's a part of me that you're not going to get, and a part of you I'm not going to get if we're on the phone. It's kind of weird now getting on an actual phone call. It's kind of weird. I kind of feel like I'm missing half the conversation. So I get them on a Zoom, and we have a great conversation on Zoom. And I try to get them down into that level where they want to just unload a little bit of just let a little bit of that steam off, right? Just, I don't want to feed it. I don't want to say, yeah, Trudeau sucks, which I don't feel, by the way. I just want to make sure that CSIS doesn't call me over. No one's camped outside, no black van outside my building. But the thing is that I try not to feed into that, because that's negative, right? But allow them to just let it out a little bit, and then at the end of it, they go, "Man, you know what, Ivan, I really appreciate it." And then it leads to either them referring me or something else, because they really appreciate it. So as a business person, Jonathan's spot on. Listen to people, let them talk. Don't talk. Let them share what they have to share, and just support them, right? No matter what. And even if you have to be a gentle voice of reason, don't say, you're a little crazy on this one. You can't say things like that, even though you might think it. You just have to just be gentle and listen, right? Go ahead, Chris.
A wise man once told me, 2 ears, 1 mouth, use accordingly.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, and it's funny how those who have been around on this great city for a really long time. I mean, when people sign up, they become a member, they come on because they want to network. And of course, networking is one of the things that happens just almost spontaneously. But the thing is, then they said, after a year of being around, we started asking people, like, what is it about us? And we found out that they loved us because of the family atmosphere and the interaction, right? They just, that's why sometimes Monday morning coffee falls on a holiday, and they go, "Please, what are we going to do?" So we have Monday, unless it's Christmas or New Year's Day, we have Monday morning coffee. It doesn't matter what the holiday is, because people are there. And some of those holidays, we have record numbers of people on the call. So it's kind of a weird thing. That's the first and second one. We're training the things that they're learning from us. It's learning through our members that are teaching in these forums, and of course the family atmosphere, and then networking, right? So that tells you, and some of these conversations, as get deep, man. They get deep. People are telling you honest things that I think, wow, they must be in need of sharing, right? Like they have a need for sharing. So we've been really blessed with some really great business coaches and personal coaches here that have been really good at helping people. And actually, I'm going to give you a chance, Jackie. I don't see Jennifer on the call. Just give a snippet of what you guys talk about when you talk about mindset and momentum on Tuesdays.
Jackie, just let me jump in. Ivan, can you make me co-host? I'm not sure where I left poor Robert.
Oh, have you lost Robert?
I'm sorry, Nathan, I lost your friend.
In
He's in outer space. He found a wormhole.
Okay.
What the heck?
Wow. Okay.
Well, he's never coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. Lost in cyberspace. I love it. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Jackie.
So we sort of flip-flop back between looking at mindset and where we get stuck. So where do you start tripping yourself up, where suddenly you've gone completely off in the wrong direction, and how do we bring that back? So a lot of that is looking at different mindset tips, things that can be done quite quickly throughout the day. Last week, we did a whole segment on planning for the month. So Jen does more of the how do you get yourself into momentum and alignment with your business so that it's easy and enjoyable versus feeling like you're always hustling or in the grind. So what we're looking at is how can we set ourselves up from the inside first so that when we go to the outside business world, has more ease and flow to it.
Great.
So tomorrow we're talking about the power of intention.
The
how
power
to
of
set
intention.
what are intentions and how does it help your focus?
Yeah, and just folks, listen. This is a free call, right? Right. So if you're a member, it's a free call. Like, don't miss out on this gem, right? I mean, I know morning coffee is awesome, but this mindset and momentum secret sauce thing, very, very, very good. All right.
When is that meeting?
It's Tuesdays at 12:30.
Thank you.
Yes, Tuesday at 12:30. So listen, and if you want to know information about this, once you log in, like when you log into This Great City, click the home button and it'll bring you the list of all the shows and the links to actually access them, because they're no longer on the homepage anymore. So just go in, click on that link, enter the room, and take part in those presentations. They're very, very good. Not just that. I mean, upcoming, we have the SEO breakfast coming up on April 10th. There's a number of different things depending on what type of business that you're in or what your services you're looking for. Please just check out the calendar. There's some amazing things coming up.
Not like we're trying to put John out of business or anything, but
Right. And if you're a member, like Jonathan is now a member list. If there's something that you can think of, you want to brainstorm with me about different programming that we can add into the calendar. Anybody who's ever reached out to me to ask me that, what is my typical answer? Yeah, let's book it. If it makes sense, let's do it, right? So, and then we push forward pretty quickly on getting it to happen. So, because our members are looking for it, right? They're asking for content, they're asking for interaction, and so whether it's a paid, something that you're charging extra for, or something that you're offering, for free. Just let me know, and we can definitely set something up and add it into the calendar. All right. Listen, folks, I really want to thank you for coming out today. I'm inviting everyone to stick around if you'd like to for the discussion lounge, where we're talking about The Struggle Is Real with Lisa Bisciotti, and I'm really excited.
For members only.
You got to work on that last.
And it's for members. Yes, for members. Yes, for members. Yes, members only. Members only. If you're not a member, go to thisgreatcity.com/join and then jump back on when you're done.
That's right.
And we'll see you guys back here. Okay. So thank you very much, everybody.